It was getting close to the time of the Passover in Jerusalem. The Passover was when the Israelites remembered God's leading and protection during their escape from slavery in Egypt. It was a 7-day holiday celebration, during which time the only type of bread they ate was unleavened bread. This meant it was bread with no yeast in it. Jesus and his disciples were coming to Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover there. The disciples brought Jesus a donkey, one that had never been ridden before, and placed their cloaks on this colt for Jesus to sit on. A very large crowd gathered around Jesus as he rode this donkey into Jerusalem. Some people spread their cloaks on the road for Jesus to ride over. Others cut palm branches from trees and spread them on the road. Some people went ahead of Jesus and others followed, shouting, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven!" When Jesus entered Jerusalem, the whole city was stirred and asked, "Who is this?" The crowds that had gathered answered, "This is Jesus, the prophet from Nazareth in Galilee." Judas was one of Jesus' 12 disciples. He was the one who was in charge of the disciples' money, but he was not honest. He was actually a thief and often stole from the money box to use it for himself. The other disciples were not aware of Judas's dishonesty or his hidden motives. Judas knew that the priests and Jewish leaders were jealous of Jesus and felt threatened by his power and authority. Judas saw this situation as an opportunity for himself, so one day Judas went to the temple to talk to the Jewish leaders.
I understand you are wanting to take down Jesus.
But aren't you one of his followers?
That's what I want Jesus to think. It puts me in the position where I can help you, the priest of Israel, with the problem I know you have.
So you are operating as double agent. Well, that turns out to be very helpful with our current situation. We will pay you, of course, for your services. 30 pieces of silver if you deliver Jesus to us. Are these terms acceptable to you?
Oh, of course. As soon as the opportunity arises, I will let you know the details on how you can get Jesus. We'll need to be discreet, choosing a time when he is not surrounded by such a large crowd.
Yeah, of course, we will wait further instructions from you and be ready to move at the first available opportunity. We are very much looking forward to being rid of this Jesus once and for all.
Judas left the temple and returned to Jesus and the other disciples and waited for his opportunity to put his plan into action.
I didn't even know that I was needing rescue. The threats and the dangers I couldn't see, I was heading right to. I needed help, but I didn't know. Needed saving from an evil foe, but I didn't even know that I was needing rescue.
Hey, Allie, are you ready for our bike ride this afternoon?
Oh, sorry, Mel. I forgot about going riding. Josie and I are going shopping.
Oh, okay. Maybe tomorrow?
That won't work. Sorry, Mel. Josie and I have plans tomorrow too. Sorry, I've got to go. I don't want to keep Josie waiting.
This is so annoying having to actually do schoolwork just to stay on the football team. I just need to get someone else to do my assignments for me and free up my time. I need to work on a better plan so I don't have to write my own book report. I mean, why would I want to read a book of Proverbs? What does this one say? You can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. It is easier to persuade others with polite requests and a positive attitude, rather than with rude demands and negativity. Maybe that's the answer. If I am nice to people, I can get them to do whatever I want. Yes, I'll try that, and then I'll see if I can get Chloe to do all my assignments for me. Yes, I like that plan.
Josie, are you ready to go?
Yes, Allie, I sure am.
You are going to love the shopping centre we are going to. I will show you my favourite shoe shop. I'm sure we'll find the perfect shoes for you there.
Oh, wow. That will be so awesome, Allie.
You're very welcome, Josie. I'm so glad that you moved into our neighbourhood.
Me too. It's nice to have met you. Thanks for being my new friend. If you want a friend, be a friend. Oh yeah, so every day you've got to be kind to others. That's right, in every way. Yeah. If you want a friend, be a friend. Oh yeah, so every day you've got to be kind to others. That's right, in every way. Yeah. If you want a friend, be a friend. Oh yeah, so every day you've got to be kind to others. That's right, in every way. Yeah. Be a friend through what you do. Show people everywhere that you care. Break it down, keep it simple and sweet. It's how you act to those you meet. If you want a friend, well, be a friend. Every day, everywhere, every way. Show the people out there that you care. Yeah. If you want a friend, be a friend. Oh yeah, so every day you've got to be kind to others. That's right, in every way. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Chloe.
Good afternoon, Kade.
It's such a lovely afternoon. Here, I'm just going. You can sit on this bench if you like.
I can sit on this bench. Are you sure, Kade?
Of course. This park is for everyone to enjoy. Have a nice afternoon, Chloe.
Thank you, Kade. I'm not sure what just happened. I have never seen Kade being so nice, but he is much more pleasant this way.
That went well. She did seem a bit surprised. Maybe it is true that you can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. I just need to be nice to her a few more times so I can convince her to do all my assignments for me.
Hi, Mel. You were home earlier than I expected. I thought you and Allie were going to do something today.
So did I, Mum, but apparently Allie has other plans with the new girl at school and they don't include me.
That's nice that she's looking out for the new girl, Mel.
But it doesn't mean that she should stop talking to me. I'm going to my room.
Sounds like the girls need to sort something out.
Hi, Mum.
Hey, Jack. What's happening in your world today?
Well, I'm not sure how to take this, but Kade has been surprisingly nice today. I'm a bit suspicious, actually.
Well, that sounds good.
I hope it is, but this is Kade we're talking about.
Well, people can change, Jack.
Yeah, but, well, I have never seen him be kind to Chloe before. I was going past the park and I saw him offer her the bench to sit on.
That was nice of him.
Yeah, but this is not what Kade does. He is not nice to other people. He always says that he is looking out for number one, which is himself.
Who is looking out for number one?
Kade is, and I just don't trust him.
We need to be careful not to judge others, Jack. Anyway, let's look at the next part of the Bible. Find out what happens next with the rescuer.
Great. I have really been enjoying the parables that Jesus told.
Well, tonight's story is not a parable. It's about a betrayal.
What's a betrayal?
A betrayal is where someone breaks your trust or confidence. When someone close to you lets you down, breaks a promise.
Betrayal! Like Allie betrayed me and is now friends with Josie.
I am sorry there is a problem between you and Allie, Mal. But what we will be looking at tonight goes way beyond anything any of us have ever experienced.
Jesus and his 12 disciples were sitting around the long table together, but Jesus appeared troubled. He leaned forward and spoke to them.
Truthfully, I tell you, one of you is going to betray me.
The disciples stared at each other at a loss to know what it meant. Peter leant towards John, who was sitting beside him, and whispered,
Ask Jesus what he means. Lord, who is it?
It is the one I will give this piece of bread to when I've dipped it in the dish.
Jesus then passed the bread to Judas. Judas's face went dark.
Whatever you're going to do quickly.
Judas got up and rushed out of the room. He realized that Jesus knew he was planning to betray him. The other disciples, however, did not understand what had just happened, because Judas was the one who took care of their money. They thought that Jesus had asked Judas to go buy something or help the poor.
So, Judas, who was one of Jesus' disciples, was going to betray Jesus?
That is just wrong. You don't do that to a friend.
Let's keep reading.
Judas was feeling very angry. How did Jesus know what he was planning to do? After leaving the supper, Judas headed straight to the temple to see the Jewish leaders and let them know how to capture Jesus. Judas knew that after they finished their supper that night, Jesus and the other disciples would be going to the Mount of Olives to rest and to pray. Jesus often went to the Mount of Olives. He spent many hours there praying to God. This was one of Jesus' favorite places to go, a place where he would seek God's will, direction, strength, and guidance. Judas knew that this quiet and secluded location at night would be ideal for the Jewish leaders to make their arrest. There would be no crowds of people around to stop this from happening. Jesus' popularity was one of the things that the Jewish leaders disliked about him.
I have the time and location for you to take down Jesus.
Oh, delightful. We have been eagerly waiting for this moment.
Later this evening, on the Mount of Olives, I will lead you to him.
Oh, it will be dark. How will we know which one he is?
Well, I will greet him with a kiss, so then you will know which one he is.
Excellent. We shall see you later this evening.
I will be there.
The plan was now in motion. The betrayal plan by Judas, one of Jesus' own trusted and loved disciples. Jesus, the rescuer, God's Son, the one who had come to give every single person the chance to be saved, was to be betrayed for just 30 pieces of silver.
So a priest was the one who wanted to get rid of Jesus? I thought priests were supposed to be good people.
Yes, sadly, it was the priest from the temple. Remember the battle between good and evil, Jack? Everyone has to choose which side they're on. Unfortunately, not everyone makes the best choice.
In this world, kids, there will always be people who let you down. People who you thought you could rely on. At the end of the day, we need to just trust in the one who never lets us down, and that is Jesus.
So what happens next?
After finishing their supper, Jesus and his disciples walked to the Mount of Olives. This was a place Jesus often went to pray, spending time talking to God and seeking his direction and leading. But tonight, Jesus was very sad and troubled. he turned to his disciples Peter, James, and John.
Please, watch and pray with me. My heart is breaking with sadness.
Jesus went a little further and prayed.
Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me, but not as I will, but as you will. Father God, I'm here in the garden. I can feel the weight of what's ahead. The pain I feel, it's like no other. I'm struggling with the burden of the sins of all the world. If there is a way, let this cup pass from me. Not my will, Father, but yours be done. If there is a way, let this cup pass from me. Not my will, Father, but yours be done. Father God, I'm here in the garden. I can feel the weight of what's ahead. The pain I feel is like no other. I'm struggling with the burden of the sins of all the world. If there is a way, let this cup pass from me. Not my will, Father, but yours be done. If there is a way, let this cup pass from me. Not my will, Father, but yours be done. If there is a way.
Jesus returned to his disciples, but instead of finding them praying, he found them sleeping. In great distress, Jesus said to them,
Couldn't you watch and pray with me for 1 hour?
Oh no! I don't like to think of Jesus, the one who is kind and nice to everyone, suffering like that.
And just when he needed them the most, his friends went to sleep.
You know, kids, Jesus was struggling that night because the burden of the sins of all the world was on him. And that includes the things that we have done wrong too.
Really? So some of the burden he was carrying that night was because of me?
Yes, Jack, because of all of us. And he was willing to do this because he wanted to give us all the chance to be rescued.
But it was an incredibly difficult task that he was undertaking, as you can see from what we have been reading.
Whoa, I didn't realize it was going to be that hard.
What happens next?
Well, Jesus went back 2 more times to his disciples, but each time he found that instead of praying for him, they were sleeping.
In his greatest hour of need, his friends let him down.
And then
Jesus was in anguish. He had been praying earnestly to God. He was struggling with the burden of the sins of all the world on his shoulders. The pain he was feeling was so great, his sweat was like drops of blood. In anguish, Jesus had pleaded with God, asking if there was any other way to rescue the world. Knowing his spirit was willing, but his flesh was weak, Jesus told God that he wanted God's will to be done and not his own. His love for everyone in the world was so great, he was willing to go through this extreme pain, suffering, and separation from God the Father to give every single person the chance to be rescued. And even though he had asked his disciples to support him in prayer, 3 times he had returned to find them sleeping. It was then that Judas followed by priests and soldiers carrying torches, lamps, and weapons, arrived at the Mount of Olives, where Jesus and his other disciples were. Judas led the Jewish leaders straight to Jesus.
Teacher,
Judas, are you using a kiss to give the Son of Man to his enemies?
Judas betrayed Jesus, the rescuer, the savior of the world, with a kiss for just 30 pieces of silver.
So Judas betrayed Jesus with a kiss? How could he do that?
So what happened then? Did Jesus do a miracle and disappear and get away from them?
No, Jack. Some of Jesus' disciples wanted to fight them off. In fact, Peter had a sword and he chopped the ear off the high priest's servant.
Really?
And then Jesus told them to stop fighting. He touched the servant's ear and healed him.
So then, did they realize that Jesus was loving and kind and that they had all made a big mistake and let Jesus go?
This is what happened.
Why do you come out here with swords and sticks? Do you think I'm a criminal? I was with you every day in the temple. Why didn't you try to arrest me there? But this is your time? The time when darkness rules?
And they arrested Jesus and led him away.
That is just wrong.
Yeah, and sad.
I needed help, but I didn't know. Needed saving from an evil foe. But I didn't even know that I was needing rescue. Needing rescue.
I need